Welcome back to another edition of my rarest records in my collection. In this video, I'm going to highlight 5 more records that are extremely valuable and important to me, and I'm going to show them off to you right now. First up, we have one that recently shot up in value, and honestly, I am not surprised. Chris Cornell's Songbook. Beautiful gatefold that shows some of Chris, some liner notes, and the front cover shows the actual performance that a lot of these were from, and the back cover, of course, has an iconic picture of Chris with his guitar. Songbook are acoustic versions of a lot of Chris's hits throughout his career. He has stuff from his solo career, from Soundgarden, even some stuff from Audioslave and Temple of the Dog. It is a career-spanning setlist over 2 discs, and Chris just sounds awesome live. I mean, Chris's voice with an acoustic guitar, it doesn't really get better than that, and this is the only record that contains a fully acoustic version of Chris's stuff. The box set I have has some acoustic versions on it, but ultimately it's a lot of studio mixed in with acoustic. This is the best way to hear all these great songs just from Chris. I remember after Chris passed away, I wanted to make sure it was a priority to get everything he had on vinyl. I only had a handful of things, and I've always been a big fan, so I knew the prices were going to start skyrocketing if I didn't jump quick. Luckily, I jumped for this quick enough. I picked it up for about 35 bucks online. Now, it goes for a lot more. If you want to purchase this now, you're looking at about $150 to $260. Yeah, it's crazy. I want to believe it's just because the music's so damn good, but a lot of it's probably because of the hype of, a famous musician dying, which is always a shame because this music deserves to be heard. Right now, I'm seeing copies as of this video at the 180 mark, give or take. Absolutely essential. Let's take a trip to Neo Tokyo for a minute with this cyberpunk ambient masterpiece, 2814 Birth of a New Day. I've talked about this in my Vaporwave videos, but if you just got into Vaporwave or you ignored those videos because it's not your genre of choice, you might not know about how damn good this album is. This is an amazing entry point into the Vaporwave world for a lot of people. I know ambient fans that listen to this record not really knowing Vaporwave, and they think it's Eno-esque. They think it is just far beyond its time, and ultimately this is just a great record whether or not you're a fan of the genre. 2814 is the project of HKE and Telepath, 2 of the greatest artists within the genre. The fusion of them becomes 2814, and they have 3 records. This one is easily their best. While all 3 are worth listening to, this is the only one that's a mandatory must-own in my opinion. Amazing cityscape in the middle of the gatefold. This is kind of what the music makes you feel like. It's like closing your eyes and then opening them, and you're on a train at night in Japan, looking out at all the lights in the buildings. That is the vibe that this gives off, and it is just so transportive, and the record itself sounds terrific thanks to Dream Catalog's excellent job with it. This is the repress, which comes on this gatefold, because the original is not a gatefold, and aesthetically, of course, has this amazing smoky black and purple vinyl. So this is just a beautiful release, visually and sonically, and it is now going for quite a bit of money if you didn't get it while it was in stock. Usually goes for about $120 to $160, with copies right now hovering somewhere in between that. If you see this for less than $100, jump on it. I promise you, you will absolutely love being transported with this album. Recently, I was able to finally track down again one of my favorite holy grails, Samurai Champloo's soundtrack, Way of the Samurai, done by Fat John and none other than Nujabes. I once upon a time had a copy of this that I found for $25 at a flea market in 2013. The guy had no idea what he had, clearly. I traded it away a couple years later and I've always regretted it since, but again, I was able to track it down thanks to my buddy Ruben, aka Power PC Me. I've talked about his music before. He had a copy of this, I had a copy of a record he wanted, we did a little swap, and now I own it once again. This is a terrific album that goes into trip-hop territory, down-tempo territory, and jazzy hip-hop beat territory, thanks to Nujabes. Fat John is also super underrated. If you don't know Fat John, he's part of the group 5Ds, but also has an amazing solo career under a bunch of aliases. The 2 of them have constructed a beautiful journey over 3 discs to serve as the soundtrack for the anime Samurai Champloo. The first song, Battle Cry, is Nujabes' stellar production with Shingo 2 rapping over it. Shingo 2 is the rapper on the entire Lovesick series that Nujabes did, and he's a frequent collaborator with the guy. The 2 of them did some amazing work together, and Battle Cry is no exception, but the rest of the record just sounds absolutely terrific, and there are a couple versions of it, but you never see the colored ones ever pop up. Usually the black, if it does, and if it does, the price is this. You're looking at $190 to $300, give or take, but like I said, it very rarely pops up in decent condition. If you see it, grab it. This is essential, and I doubt it will ever get an official pressing, so go with this if you can find it. It is great for anyone's collection. In the underground scene right now, Milo is one of my favorite rappers. I have talked favorably about all of his albums under the Milo and Scallops Hotel monikers. This is one of the best Milo records, So the Flies Don't Come, a repress of the original, but still incredibly out of print and absurdly hard to find. He often works with beatmaker Kenny Siegel, who makes a bunch of really good music in his own right, but the two of them together with Milo's fresh and poignant flow over Kenny's unique and experimental beats makes for an unforgettable listening experience, and this is arguably my favorite Milo record. Has some really nice spot gloss on the front too, which is a good touch. 500 copies of this almost never pops up for sale, but when it does, you're looking at $140 to $220 if you want to add this to your collection. Hopefully it gets a repress, because this is for a hip-hop head, a must-own, but until then, you're gonna have to fork out some serious cash. I'm still looking for a Toothpaste Suburb. That's the only Milo record that I'm currently missing as of this video. Maybe one day.
Another Pearl Jam record. Hey, do you guys like Pearl Jam? Because this guy does. Hey, what you got there, Matt? Is it a Pearl Jam record? I think it's a Pearl Jam record.
As Chris has alluded to, the last record I'm showing off is in fact by a little band called Pearl Jam. I don't know if you guys know I like them. Just discovered them. They're pretty good. This is Pearl Jam's 20. This is the soundtrack to the documentary by Cameron Crowe. It has this deluxe, incredible gatefold with 3 prongs that come out. Inside are just hundreds and hundreds of pictures and stills of the band and the film, and it is just such a love letter to the band in general. It comes with this amazing booklet too, which has more pictures and lists of songs and all kinds of excellent little liner notes for nerds like me. But this is the limited version of it, the second most limited. The first is the glow-in-the-dark version, limited to 100. That is the holiest of holy grails. I've talked about that before. There's one currently on the wall at Amoeba. I'll never own it. It's over $1,000. It's fine. I'm fine. First disc comes on beautiful red and black smoke. Second one comes on a green and black smoke. And the final record is a blue and black smoke. There's a standard black version that's still pretty hard to find, and I ended up paying for this colored version about what the black version goes for, maybe a little more, but way less than this version tends to go for, thanks to my friends at Amoeba giving me a really solid deal. This record tends to go for $325 to $475. Pearl Jam fans are fanatics. Sometimes it can go for even over $500. This is one of the holiest grail records a Pearl Jam fan can own. It's probably this and Benaroya Hall and of course the Glow in the Dark 20, but I'm really glad I own it because it has a ton of amazing live versions that you can't really find on vinyl anywhere else. So really cool variations of a couple tracks, some demos and reworks, just a really nice set list that is unexpected and it sounds great front to back. So really happy to own this as a Pearl Jam fan, and it sounds incredible on the Clear Audio concept. Those are 5 more of my rarest records. I love to know what you guys have, so please leave a comment with your rarest records or the rarest record you recently picked up. I love it when you can add some meaty record like this to your collection, so I want to hear what you got. If you like this video, make sure that you're subscribed, and if you are subscribed, make sure your notification bell is turned on because then you won't miss any sweet live streams or videos I do. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and more videos soon. Take it easy, guys.